Okay, we are live.
All right, good to go ahead, Eli?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, it is 6:17 PM and I'd like to call the Codes and Regs Committee meeting to order for the City of Loves Park. Looking at the screen, all of our committee members are present. Before us committee, we do have the minutes of the meeting held April 27th. I'd be open to a motion.
So
So
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We have two items for consideration tonight. The first item on our agenda is a Class B liquor license request for 4722 North Second Street. And I believe we have Kathy Berg with us to tell us about that. Kathy, are you with us? Are you on the line?
I'm on the line. Can you hear me?
We can now. Yep, we can hear you.
I'm here. You can hear me? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go right ahead. So can you tell us about what
Okay.
you're proposing here, Kathy? What you're asking for?
Okay, so 4720 North Second Street, as you know, was the Chen's. And I purchased building and had hoped to carry on Chen's, but that didn't work out. Then I was gonna open as a restaurant and kind of ran out of the money then there. So now I'm just hoping to open up as a convenience store. I like to have packaged liquor, tobacco, and all the other, food items. And I guess that's about it.
Have you ran establishments in the past, Kathy, that have had liquor?
No, I have not. I've worked at throughout Rockford in my younger days, but I've not owned one.
Okay. And at this point, are you familiar with the rules and regulations regarding the packaged liquor?
You mean, I'm not sure which, I know the rule, I'm not sure if you mean like the hours
Well-
of operation or,
Sure, that, age limits, requirements of your liquor license, all of those things.
yeah, I'm familiar with those.
Very good.
I'm just having a hard time hearing you. Keep breaking
Okay.
up if it's my computer system, so.
Yeah, you're breaking up a bit too, so. Okay, Nate, what would you like to add to this? Would you like to give some color to this?
Yeah, so a little history. This committee approved, city council approved a restaurant license at this location maybe 2 years ago. Is that right, Kathy? Does that sound right?
That's right. Yep, that's right.
Okay. So that was for an R1. They're obviously, the business plan has changed a bit and they're looking for a Class B, which is for the convenience store. Kathy, just a quick question for you. The name of your business, is it I Need a Bottle and Convenience?
Right, I spelled the way that, right, but spelled a little differently than what was on the paper, which is gonna be a small I, and then capital N-E-E-D, I, as one word, and then at the end, and then bottle.
Okay. I have a little bit of concern with that name. I'd like to work with you
Okay.
on maybe changing it. I mean, from your standpoint, I guess a long name like that means, it's going to be hard to read on a sign, I guess. But I think it projects a bad image, having a business that's
Okay,
I Need a Bottle and Convenience. I don't like it personally. I don't know what the committee thinks about that,
okay.
but
All right.
but I'd really like to work with you on maybe coming up with a better name.
Yeah, I also have a concern with it. It's not a liquor store. It's a convenience store with liquor.
Right.
The
I
emphasis.
thought it was,
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to changing the name. I just thought it was kind of a catchy name, but it was just tossing around different names. Thought that was kind of catchy, but I'm not opposed to changing the name.
I know that's the name of your LLC and you can keep it that, keep your LLC the same name. But just for the business name, I would recommend something different.
I could come up with a different name. I know one of I had a few different names picked out too, so.
Oh, okay.
So Nate, any concerns you have with the application?
No, I don't.
Other than-
this kind, other than the name. And this kind of came in at kind of a last minute agenda item. They brought this in, I think it was Wednesday. And since we had a committee meeting already scheduled, I didn't want to have to schedule another one. So this kind of came in at the last minute, and we've got, strange working hours right now. So I haven't had a lot of time to sit down with Kathy, although I have, with her previous application in 2018, met with her many times. So I don't really have any concerns with Kathy as a business owner.
Committee, should we make a motion subject to her working with Nate on a suitable name? Would that
So
be good?
moved. Yeah.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Kathy. We will move this on to city council. and-
Thank you very much, and
in the
Kathy,
meantime-
I'll
I'll
be in touch with you.
Nate.
Yep.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Kathy.
All right, bye-bye.
Right. You're welcome.
Now.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you too.
All right. Second item on our agenda is a discussion on licensing mobile food vendors. Nate, did you want to bring this up?
Right. So I don't know if everyone here has noticed multiple food trucks popping up around the city. And I love food trucks, but the city does not have anything in its code about food trucks or regulations. And I really thought we really need to have something in
Yeah.
place to regulate them. And really, I think we need to have a permitting process for these food trucks. And so I guess what I'm bringing to you is an amendment to our code to have a definition for mobile food vendors, and then obviously a permit then that would go with the mobile food vendor having a license for them.
So
I
what
guess
do,
I'd like to, but
what do our neighbors do on this? Rockford or McChesney or Belvedere?
yeah, Rockford has a license for mobile food vendors. I'm not sure about McChesney. I mainly focused on Rockford. What I noticed with Rockford is that, and if somebody has other information, please provide it. Their licensing is for specific locations. I don't know if they allow it wherever. They have specific locations like the city market grounds. There's an empty lot that's by BMO. That's another specific location that they allow food trucks. I don't know that they allow them anywhere else.
Yes,
Steve,
they do.
I don't know if you know that.
They used to allow them because when I worked downtown, we would have food trucks downtown
Mhm.
on State
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah, I was, just looking at their code, it looked like it was in specific locations, or at
Yeah.
least on their permit. But they may have changed that. I
I've-
heard that they had changed it.
Or maybe
but-
that's true.
But I didn't see anything that would indicate that on their permit. But for our situation, I don't know that we have to be specific on their location as long as we're not allowing them in residential areas. But it's just, I think it's important that we number one, know what business is going to be there. Make sure that they have permission from the property owner to be there. That their employees have access to their bathrooms. And also, I think it's important that we could collect sales tax dollars from these guys.
Yeah.
Right now, these food trucks, that sales tax money is going to the city of Rockford.
Yeah.
Man, what other way do you have to track these folks if they don't apply? You don't have any way of tracking them, do you, Nate?
I don't have any way of tracking them, just seeing them out, when we're driving around the city, you see them
Right.
popped up in different parking lots.
Right. The other thing we have to be careful of is we don't issue so many licenses that are they're competing with our businesses that are, invested in the city and their brick and mortar.
Correct.
So I was thinking about this after we talked about it, Nate. We might want to put a limit on the number of licenses at any given time in the city.
Yeah, I was actually I was going to bring that up. And some of the research I've done, it's not uncommon to limit how many are allowed.
So are these going to be for a yearly renewal?
I think we can look at, having a fee structure based on, how long they're going to be here. We could do like a monthly, we could do by day, 4 days. I've seen it done different ways.
Yeah, I agree because, eating at a local restaurant, you see a product move in a truck that they're selling the same thing you're eating in a restaurant, and to watch the business owners sit there and wonder how they're able to operate,
Right.
like when they're trying to generate the tax dollars for our roads, for our general fund,
Right.
and then these people aren't paying anything into us. And not only that, but there's a safety concern too, because like some of the trucks that I've seen recently pulling into a gas station, you have backup with traffic starting to go out and towards the road, and that they don't have adequate facilities for these vehicles to be parked on their premises. So there's a lot of different variables that need to go into looking at
Sure.
where these things are located. So even if we do give them licenses or permits, how are we going to control where they're located so that it's not causing safety issues?
Well, and that's, I can show you what I've put together as far as a permit, and this is a draft.
You may not be able to share it. I couldn't share earlier.
Oh, really? Okay, let me look. Hang on.
I can maybe make you a host. There you go.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll make you a co-host.
Ooh, co-host.
All right.
Okay, Vanna.
Oh, Nate.
Now go ahead and try. You're the host with the most.
While you're,
think?
I'm not on the committee, Nate, but while you're hosting, can I say something?
Sure.
After you and I talked the other day, Tom came on and announced that they're going to forego the tax on the food trucks for a while. So
Oh, are
you
they?
might want to check that.
Hmm.
He announced that on his daily program.
Okay.
Is this shared or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, it's on there? Okay.
Mhm, on there.
You're there.
All right, so some of the information that we'd be requiring, obviously, business name, headquarters, so commissary. I think they should get a business license with the city. Federal, state tax ID, just contact information. As you scroll down, the address where they're going to be located. Again, the property owner's name, days of the week and the times that they're going to be there. And then some of the documents that will be required, county health department certificate, agreement with the property owner, agreement that they have access to the restrooms, a site plan of where they're going to be parked, and really how much parking are they going to be taking up of the primary business. Description of the food, equipment, and then their trash removal plan. So we don't want them just leaving with all this, with garbage everywhere. And then this was the fee schedule that I was looking at doing, $100 per month, 30 a day, or 75 for 4 days. So
Is that similar to Rockford, Nate, or?
it is very similar to Rockford.
Okay.
It's not a copy and paste, but it is very similar.
And when we look at the site plan, we're gonna work with the police and fire department, make sure their, accesses aren't blocked. Traffic flow is good in the property. Make sure that not only do the vendors have access to the restrooms, but the customers do need to have access to those restrooms also.
Is
So-
there any, I don't know where the places would be, but do they need to be a certain distance from existing restaurants?
Um,
I mean, or is that something we
something to
just sort of
consider.
know? I mean, I don't want to parked out in front of, backyard bar and grill.
well, that was, I can't remember what community I looked at, but there was 300 feet. If
Okay.
they're within 300 feet of a competing business, they had to notify them or get written permission from them.
Maybe that'd be something to add to the form, Nate, something about
It's a thought, yeah,
nearest competing,
absolutely,
something like that.
sure.
Well, or, you guys would know where the location is, but
Mhm.
it
Well, I
just,
mean, look at the Olivo Brothers taco truck on, Riverside and McFarland.
McFarland,
They're right next to Taco Bell.
right.
okay.
That was the example I was gonna use because passing there, you have the same product being sold by a brick and mortar and somebody who's just coming into the community, who's not paying anything towards our general fund or taxes, and they're competing with someone who's employing our residents, who's contributing to our community.
Correct.
And I have issue with that. We've in the past, through special permits, have gained access to our community, to these different vendors. They've come to different events and that, but we were regulating them with special permits for them to operate. Now we have COVID going on and you have all these guys, an influx of vendors coming to our community. And especially with us worried about our tax dollars that we're losing out on, I think this is something that we're gonna start having to look at. So
Mhm.
now, how can we incorporate that into the permit? Do you just have to add it to the end of the form?
I think you just add it to the form as, part of the required documents.
And you guys are gonna be the ones reviewing this?
Yes,
Now, the other thing, these wouldn't apply to food trucks that are at special events that are already
correct.
licensed.
They would not.
So
They
These
would
would just
not.
be standalones.
Yes,
So,
But the special events, they still have to come through us.
right. But I mean, we
Yeah,
would,
but they're already being regulated.
right. That's what I'm saying. That would be an exception to having another license. They would be approved through the special events permit.
correct.
So are we going to be actively enforcing this then?
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
community?
as soon as we have it in place, yes.
Because, seeing them in our community as of right now, I was wondering when we were gonna
Mhm.
start addressing this.
Yeah,
All right.
Great topic, Nate. Thanks for bringing it up.
Sure, you're welcome. So, I guess moving forward, I would like to bring a text amendment to, it would be chapter 58 in the codes book. So that would just go straight to city council.
So what number are you thinking of limiting it to? 25 or? I mean, I
I
don't
was
know.
thinking less than that.
Less, okay.
Yeah.
Do we know how many total?
You'd throw a number, I would say 10.
Oh, okay.
10 is actually quite a few when you think about the size of the city and where they could go.
Okay.
It really is.
Do we know how many roughly are in the community right now? I've seen like 3 of them.
I think there's 3 or 4. There was a truck on Perryville and Broadcast for a while. It was I think they did egg rolls or Chinese food.
Yeah,
But
there's
I
one on
haven't seen them.
Alpine. There's one on Alpine and Harlem across from Schnucks.
Yes.
Well,
Located there.
Yeah, what some of them are doing now is they're having the food truck drive-through at the Rivet
Rivet.
Stadium.
Right.
That doesn't start till 4. So they're moving their trucks into the city like at noon to get the lunch crowd and then bringing them over there.
Mhm.
So,
And they only have what, 4 or 5 there?
yeah, I think
They
they
have
have 5, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'm open to motion.
So move. I'll make a motion.
So is there a motion for Nate to move
right.
forward and present it to us? Is that
Yes.
what do you, okay,
Okay, second.
very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Any idea when you think you may have that ready for us, Nate?
I can have it to you Monday.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
Mhm.
especially with all the food trucks going around right now.
That's right.
Okay, great.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
No public comments been filed. Is there any topics for general discussion? If not, I'm open to a motion for adjournment.
So
So
move.
moved.
Second.
A motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. This meeting's adjourned at 6:38 PM. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you, sir.
you.
Have a
Good
great
week.
night.
Have a great
Good
night.
night.
Great.
You too. Thanks,
Enjoy.
Nate.
Thank you.